After the Bodhisattva had attained to the Dhamma and become the Buddha, he sat under the Maha-Bodhi tree, enjoying the bliss of freedom for 7 days. Then he went and stood in the open, gazing back at the Maha-Bodhi tree and recollecting its virtues. He stood there and gazed, without blinking, for 7 days. After that, the new Buddha walked back and forth between the Maha-Bodhi tree and the place where he had stood for another 7 days. Having walked meditation for 7 days, for the 4th week he sat meditation in a crystal shelter prepared for him by heavenly beings. He sat and contemplated the most profound Dhamma for 7 days.
Sisters Raka, Arati, that's the recluse Gautama who attained the Dhamma.
That's right, Sister Tanha. That's him for sure. Our father, Lord Mara, together with all his troops, could not defeat this one and was humiliated. It's up to us to find a way to take revenge.
Tanha, Raka, in this world, I've never met a man whose heart could resist the 3 of us. We who embody infatuation and desire.
Arati, you're right. We will use our femininity to ensnare the recluse Gautama in the bonds of sensuality and entangle him for countless time.
Oh, Prince! Oh, Prince! Prince! Ow! Oh.
Daughters of Mara, go back. There is no way you can succeed in what you are trying to do. For I have utterly destroyed all kinds of satisfaction and infatuation.
My name is Tanha, and this is Raka and Arti. We're not here to tease or deceive you, but the truth is, we are quite taken with the sight of you.
Really and truly, sir, no one has ever made us feel so enamored as you. No one, sir.
That's right. The 3 of us offer our bodies and our hearts to your service, expecting no reward. Our wish is simply that you find satisfaction in us, even if only for a short time. That would make us so very happy.
I've told you already. I have utterly destroyed all kinds of satisfaction and infatuation. You will not find what you are looking for. There is nothing for you here. You should go away.
From this moment on, no one will ever again be able to wield power over the Samana Gautama, the Enlightened One.
In the 6th week, the Buddha sat enjoying the bliss of freedom underneath the Mukalinda tree. As he sat, the rain fell constantly. A king of Nagas, called Mukalinda, saw him and was inspired with faith. He coiled his body around the Buddha, then opened his hood over the Blessed One's head to protect him from the wind and rain. When the wind and rain subsided, he uncoiled from the Buddha and changed his body into the form of a young man, bowing and paying respects to the Buddha.
I, Naga King Muchalinda, am the Buddha's servant. I pay homage to the Blessed One.
Silence is happiness for the one who has seen the Dhamma. Delight in the peace of seclusion, harmlessness to all beings, freedom from lust, and overcoming sensuality. These are the highest joys in the world. Eradication of conceit is the greatest happiness of all.
In the 7th week after his enlightenment, the Buddha sat and enjoyed the bliss of freedom under the tree called Rajayatana for another 7 days. O Lord Buddha, you have enjoyed the bliss of freedom for 7 weeks without taking any food to eat. Please accept this medicinal fruit I have brought for you from the heavenly world. Those 2 merchant brothers made merit with me in the past. I should take this opportunity to help them meet the Buddha.
Look, Tapusa, all of our carts have stopped as if fixed to the ground. No matter how much our men work the bullocks to make 'em pull, the cart still won't budge. They just won't move.
It's strange. Why would the... Huh?
You two merchants, do you know that the just now enlightened, perfectly awakened Buddha is now sitting under the Rajayatana tree over there? You'd better go and pay your respects to him, then offer him the baked and ground grain meal you're carrying with you. It will be a cause for your benefit and happiness for a long time.
Your two humble servants bring baked and ground grain meal to offer. Please may the Lord Buddha accept our offering.
I lost my alms bowl before my enlightenment. When I accepted the honeyed milk rice from Sujata, I floated the golden tray off in the stream. Now these two merchants are offering me a meal. A recluse should not have more than one alms bowl.
We, Tapusa and Balika, declare ourselves to be lay Buddhists. We take refuge in the Buddha and the Dharma for the rest of our lives.
Your two humble servants, Balika and Tapusa, would like to ask you for some object that we may keep, to honour and revere.
I have attained the Dharma, which is profound and subtle. It is difficult for ordinary people to understand and practice. There are several kinds of people in this world. The quick-witted, upon hearing my teachings, know and understand them quickly, just like a lotus flower above the surface of the water that blossoms as soon as it receives the sun's rays. Those of moderate intelligence, having heard my teachings and then receiving some further explanation and training, are able to know and understand within a short time, just like a lotus flower level with the surface of the water, ready to blossom the next day. The slow-witted, having heard the teachings, receiving further explanation and training, persevering with faith, are able to know and understand in the end, like a lotus flower below the water, which grows upwards before finally breaking through the surface and blossoming. The final kind of person, no matter how many times they hear the Dhamma, are unlikely to grasp the meaning or understand, although their listening may be a cause for realization in a future existence. This type may be compared to a lotus down in the muck and mire, falling prey to fish and turtles, not rising up and blossoming. This being the case, I'll preserve my life for the sake of spreading the Dhamma. I will teach humankind until the Dhamma becomes firmly established and widespread for the benefit and happiness of all for a long time.
Sadhu.
It's a pity that Alara the hermit passed away 7 days ago, and Udaka the hermit passed away just yesterday. If Alara Galama could have lived for another 7 days, and Udaka Ramaputta just one more day, they would both have surely attained enlightenment.
The Buddha had known through superhuman knowledge of the passing away of Alara Kalama and Udaka Ramaputta. Then he remembered the Pankavaggiya, the 5 monks who had attended him while he was practicing extreme asceticism. Each of the 5 had well-developed faculties. If they could hear the teaching, they would surely soon attain to the Dhamma.
Ah, that's Gautama, the recluse, the one to whom we formerly attended.
So it is. The one who gave up his austerities. All right. If he comes here, we won't bother to get up and welcome him. We'll just put out a seat. If he wants to sit down, then let him sit.
Look, we're so glad to meet with him again that we've forgotten our agreement to show no interest. Even I, myself, forgot it completely.
Recluse Gautama, what leads you to visit us here in this forest?
Do not address me in that way. I have now attained to the Dhamma. Pay attention to my words. If you follow my instructions, before very long, you will realize the Dhamma.
While practicing austerities for a long time, you did not become enlightened. So how could you? How could you have attained liberation after giving up your efforts and causing us to abandon you?
Throughout all of that time, did I ever say anything like this to you all?
No, it's true. You have never said anything like this to us before.
Entangling oneself in sensual indulgence, tormenting one's body with hardship and pain, these are ways a renunciant should not undertake, for they stray from the path of enlightenment. The middle way, that is, the noble eightfold path, is the practice that leads to Nibbana. There are 4 noble truths as follows. Suffering, disease of the body, disease of the mind, should be understood. Craving, which is the cause of suffering, should be abandoned. Cessation of suffering should be realized. The path of practice leading to the cessation of suffering should be developed.
Once the Buddha had given his first Dhamma teaching, the Venerable Gondanya gained the vision of Dhamma and thus became the first stream enterer.
Anya Kondanya, Kondanya knows the truth.
Lord Buddha, please grant me ordination as a Buddhist monk.
You are now a bhikkhu. Well taught is the Dhamma. Practice the holy life and put an end to suffering.
The Buddha gave ordination to Venerable Vappa on the first day of the waning moon, Venerable Bhaddiya on the second day, Venerable Mahanama on the third, and Venerable Assaji on the fourth. On the fifth day of the waning moon of the 8th lunar month, the Buddha gave the teaching known as the Anattalakkhana Sutta.
The 5 groups that we take as a self are as follows: body, feeling, pleasant, unpleasant, and neutral, perception and memory, mental formations, sense consciousness, awareness of mental impressions. These 5 aggregates are not me, not him or her, not mine, not his or hers, not myself, not his or herself. All these things are impermanent and insubstantial. It is their nature to arise, persist for a while, and then pass away.
After listening to the teaching, each of the Pancavaggiya attained to arahantship.
Actually, these women are not so attractive at all. My father built me 3 mansions, one for each season of the year. He hired beautiful maidens to play music and entertain me. I thought I was living a happy life, but now I feel tired of this way of life. Is this all I came into this world for? Are these the only things that can give one happiness in life? Then why do I feel so bored and fed up? How troubled I feel. How frustrated. How troubled I feel. How frustrated.
It is not troubling here. It is not frustrating. Come this way, Yasa, and I will teach you the Dhamma. Dana, or giving, means training one's heart to know generosity, to know sacrifice. Sila, or morality, means establishing one's heart within the full doctrine of goodness. Heaven is the reward for a wholesome heart. The harm of sense pleasures is the heat and worry that comes with attachment to the sense of a self. The benefit of renunciation is that present suffering can be abandoned, with no other suffering taking its place.
After the gradual teaching, the Buddha taught the Four Noble Truths. Once he had given this teaching, Yasa attained to the fruition of stream entry.
Hey, these are my son Yasa's shoes. Wait here, all of you. I'll go after him myself.
Here comes the father. If he meets with his son now, it may prevent him from realizing the Dharma.
You sitting there, have you seen a young man named Yasa? He's my son.
Please take a seat first, and I will teach you the Dharma. And after that, you will meet with your son.
Then the Buddha gave the same Dhamma teachings that he had given to Yasa.
Oh, the Buddha has helped gain the vision of Dhamma. I declare myself a Buddhist and take the Triple Gem as my refuge for the rest of my life. Yasa, hurry back home. Your mother doesn't stop crying out of worry for you. Let's go back now, my son.
Yasa has now heard my Dhamma teaching twice, and has fully penetrated it. He is now an Arahant, with no thoughts of returning to the household life.
Yasa, now you've gained what is truly supreme. Please, may I invite the Lord Buddha to receive alms food at my house this morning.
Once the wealthy man had left, Yasa requested ordination as a bhikkhu. Once Yasa's mother and wife heard the Buddha's teachings, they both gained the vision of Dhamma, attaining the fruition of stream entry. They declared themselves as Buddhists and took refuge in the Triple Gem, becoming the first female followers of Buddhism.
Vimala, Subahu, Punaji, and Gavampati. You were my close friends during the time when I was a layman. Now I've gone forth and do not concern myself with worldly pursuits. For what reasons are you all here?
We heard you'd gone forth, and were sure you must have had good reasons to do so. And so we came to see you.
Well, if that's the case, I will take you to meet the Lord Buddha, the one who has shown me the light. I will request the Lord Buddha to give you instructions as well. Follow me.
Listen, all of you. Once you know the unwholesome and the roots of the unwholesome, know the wholesome and its roots, know decay and death as well as their causes, know the cessation of decay and death, the path leading to the cessation of decay and death. Once you know, suffering and its causes, the cessation of suffering. Know the path leading to the cessation of suffering. Then you can be said to have the right view.
The 50 of you are all friends from my home region. If you need help with something, I will do whatever I can to help you.
When we heard that you had ordained as a monk, we felt inspired, and it made us want to ordain as well.
Very good. I will take you to meet the Lord Buddha, but you must make the request for ordination yourselves.
Listen, all of you. A bhikkhu in this Dhamma Vinaya is taught not to grasp at any state. Hearing this, he understands with wisdom. Understanding with wisdom, he attends to knowing all states as they arise, knowing feelings as they arise, pleasant feelings, unpleasant feelings, neither pleasant nor unpleasant feelings. He considers the impermanent nature of feelings. He observes the arising, persistence, and passing away of feelings. Seeing impermanence, he grows weary of feelings, weary and disinterested. He is able to let go. Meditating on letting go, not grasping or clinging to feelings, leads him to contemplation and realization of cessation. Bhikkhus, you have now attained the sublime Dhamma. So go forth and travel from place to place, spreading the Dhamma. Proclaim Buddhism for the benefit of the many, but let no two travel on the same route. As for myself, I will go to Uruwela Senanigama to spread the teachings there.
Because of that one courtesan, the 30 of us have had to go through all this trouble, forcing our way through the forest into this cotton plantation.
That's right. She stole our clothes and our jewelry. If we catch up with her, then...
Whoa, wait. Look, there's an ascetic sitting under that tree over there. Let's ask him if he saw her pass by.
Ascetic, sir? Did you see a courtesan dressed in green pass by here?
Please, sir. She took off with our clothing and our jewelry. So now we're searching for her, but we can't seem to find her.
O Bhattavaggiya, is it better for you to seek for this woman, or to seek for yourselves?
I guess it would be better to seek for ourselves.
In that case, I will teach you the Dhamma. The wise person rids himself of infatuation and preoccupation with the 5 sensual pleasures. He sees that life is short, and to be distracted by such pleasures is like being snagged and bound up, just as a fish is caught by a hook. Having taken the bait, it's a cause for much suffering and struggle thereafter. Bhattavaggiya, you have now all been ordained as Buddhist monks. So go forth and proclaim Buddhism by spreading the Dhamma for the benefit and happiness of all.
Ascetic, sir, why are you coming into my hermitage?
Venerable Uruvela Kassapa, I've come to ask permission to stay here.
Here we practice fire worship, but this ascetic is not one of our kind. What does he want? I'm sorry, sir. I have no accommodation for you here. Please look elsewhere. But I would suggest that you travel in a different direction from this. This bank of the Naranyajara is occupied by we 3 Jatila brothers. My name is Uruvela Kassapa. The surrounding area belongs to myself and my 500 followers. Further on down the river is the hermitage of my younger brother, Nadi Kassapa, and his 300 followers. The area beyond that is occupied by Gaya Kassapa, my youngest brother, with his 200 followers. These 3 riverside hermitages are full. There's no room for you to stay.
But I can see a place which is available.
Where, ascetic?
In your fire-worshipping shrine. Please, give me permission for me to stay there.
Ascetic, I don't mind if you stay in there, but I must warn you that there is a fierce and strongly poisonous serpent king in there. If you spend the night in there, your life will be in great danger.
Uruvela Kassapa, please give me permission to stay. The Serpent King will do me no harm.
If you say so, please make yourself comfortable in the fire-worshipping house. By now, the recluse must have been burned up by the fire of the Serpent King. Ah, this recluse is of great might. But despite his power, he's still not yet an Arahant like me. This ascetic is indeed of great might. The gods of every heaven realm take turns to come each night to hear his teachings. But despite his power, he is still not yet an Arahant as I am. There's been a tumultuous rain, and it has flooded the whole area. Surely the ascetic has been washed away or drowned.
Master, sir! Master, look over there!
This ascetic has so much power. But despite all of this, he's still not yet an arahant as I am.
This fire worshipper is so proud and conceited. He insists he's an arahant. How stubborn he is. Uruela Kasapa, your way of practice does not lead you to the path and fruit. So why do you consider yourself an arahant? Having deceived yourself, you deceive others. If you could give up your pride and practice according to my teachings, in no long time you would truly be an arahant.
Oh, I realize my fault. Please may the Buddha allow me to take ordination and teach me the Dharma.
You are the master of a great hermitage with many followers. You should make this known to all of them.
Hey, these robes and fire-worshipping implements must have washed down the river from where my two elder brothers live. Something must have happened to them. Brother Urvela! Brother Nati!
Oh, Gaia, your two elder brothers have found the right way of the Dharma. Quickly bring your 200 followers to approach the Buddha, the one who illuminates the path.
O bhikkhus, all things are burning. Contact with the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind are burning. Feelings, mental formations, and consciousness, whether pleasant, painful, or neither pleasant nor painful, are burning. Burning with lust, hatred, and delusion. Burning with birth, aging, and death. Burning with sorrow, lamentation, pain, grief, and despair. The well-taught noble disciple, seeing this, becomes weary of thoughts and feelings. Being weary, he releases his clinging. Releasing his clinging, his heart is freed.
Oh, the Buddha has come to stay right here. When I was a young prince, I made 5 wishes. 1. May I be crowned king of the Magadha state. 2. May the Buddha come to my land. 3. May I have an audience with the Buddha. 4. May the Buddha teach me the Dhamma. And 5. May I realize his teachings. It seems that all of my wishes are about to be fulfilled. Follow me. We're going to seek out the Buddha and ask for his teaching.
Dana, or giving, has forgiveness as its highest form. If one develops giving along with forgiveness, one becomes gentle and restrained, and one's heart becomes cool. This is because one has to let go of one's attachment to material things and to one's sense of self.
And now, all of my wishes have been fulfilled. Oh yes, your teaching fills me with the greatest joy. Please, may I invite the Lord Buddha and all of the bhikkhus to have a meal in my palace tomorrow morning. The Lativana Park where you're staying is far from the city. It is not convenient for the faithful lay people to visit. Please, may I offer the Veluvana Park to you. The Veluvana Park is cool, shady, and very large, not far from the city, but still quiet and peaceful. Please, give me your permission to build a monastery for you here.
Oh, this is the great Velvana Monastery. A solid foundation for Buddhism has now been laid. Since I, Asaji, left the Buddha at the Deer Park in Isapatana in order to go and spread his teachings, I've not met with him at all.
Upatissa, you're not enjoying the play, are you? You seem completely indifferent and uninterested.
Ask yourself the same question, Kalita. You seem quite unimpressed yourself.
Neither the actors nor the viewers will live for more than 100 years. In no long time we'll all be dead. We're absorbed in watching entertainments, seeking fun, but for what benefit? Surely it would be better to seek the path beyond all suffering.
I've been thinking the same way as you. All right then, let's seek out a teacher under whom we can live and practice.
To which hermitage should we go? Which teacher should we seek out?
These days, there's so many sects. But we should choose the school of Master Sanjaya. It's large and respected, with many followers, located right in the city of Rajagaha.
Besides ourselves, we'll have to persuade our followers to go with us.
All right, we'll leave tomorrow. The two of us have trained under Master Sanjaya until he has nothing more to teach us.
Quite so. And it's clear that his doctrine does not teach the way to deliverance that we are seeking.
If that's so, we have to seek out another hermitage, another master.
We have been friends for a long time. It's best if we make the promise that whichever one of us discovers the path out of suffering first, will seek out the other and inform him. Agreed?
Agreed. This renunciant walks with such inspiring mindfulness and composure. I've never seen any recluse like him before. I must take this opportunity to prepare him a seat and attend to his needs. Then, when he has eaten, I will politely ask him where he comes from. Venerable Sir, my name is Upatissa, but some people call me Sariputta after my mother's name, Sari. Please, may I be permitted to ask you, where did you ordain? Who's your teacher? Whose teachings or words do you follow?
My name is Venerable Assaji. My master is the Lord Buddha from the Sakyan clan. I'm his disciple and follow his teachings.
And what exactly did your master teach you?
I've just been ordained, and thus cannot give you all of the profound teachings, but I can give you a brief version. Whatever dharmas arise due to causes, the great teacher explains those causes and the ending of those dharmas.
Oh, Upatissa, you repeat to me such short teachings that you heard, and it's enough for me to see the Dharma.
Quickly, let's go and persuade Master Sanjaya to seek out Venerable Assaji's teacher.
In this world, of which do you think there is more, intelligent people or foolish people?
More foolish people, Master.
Such being the case, let those intelligent people go to study under Samana Gautama. I'll stay here for the sake of the foolish.
Bhikkhus, those two friends walking in here together are to be my pair of foremost disciples. The one well established in morality develops ever-present awareness of objects as they arise in the mind. Seeing such objects arising and ceasing continually, he begins to grow weary of them. Becoming weary, he lets go of his grasping and clinging. Letting go of grasping and clinging, his heart is released.
Having heard the Buddha's teaching, all of the two friends' followers attained arahantship. But Upatissa and Kolita themselves, with their great accumulation of spiritual qualities and wisdom, were disposed to a slower but more profound realization of the Dhamma, and therefore did not yet become fully enlightened.
The two of you are now ordained as monks. I give you the names which will be an honor to your mothers as follows: Venerable Sariputta and Venerable Moggallana. Moggallana. Employ the methods for overcoming drowsiness that I taught you. Moggallana. Feeling, whether pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral, is impermanent. It is of the nature to arise and cease. Being impermanent, it makes for suffering. Being impermanent, it is transitory and insubstantial. Unreal. Anicham, Dakham, Anatta.
Venerable Buddha, sir, I take the view that all things are disagreeable to me. I do not delight in anything.
That being the case, you should not delight in your view, should you? Diganaka. Some people have the view that all things are disagreeable to them. Some have the view that all things are agreeable to them. And others have the view that some things are agreeable and some things disagreeable to them. Each of these views are based on grasping and clinging to the notion of a self. Remaining attached, one continues to grasp at feelings as they arise. Whoever should reflect on such feelings as impermanent phenomena, conditionally arising, existing, and passing away, will come to grow weary of conditioned phenomena. This weariness leads to the fading of lust. With the fading of lust comes freedom from attachment. When the heart is freed from attachment, one knows the heart has been freed.
Hearing the Buddha's teaching uprights that which was overturned, reveals that which was hidden, shows the way to one who was lost, shines a light in the darkness. I take the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha as refuge for the rest of my life.
The Venerable Sariputta was now the Buddha's right-hand disciple, foremost in wisdom. Venerable Moggallana was the Buddha's left-hand disciple, foremost in psychic powers. Both became great supports to the Buddha as he continued to spread his teachings to people far and wide.
Oh, Venerable Assaji, today has brought such a wonder.
Yes, indeed. Many of the Buddha's faithful disciples, hearing that the Lord Buddha was staying at Velvulvana Monastery, traveled separately to meet him and pay their respects. This one great meeting was the occasion for 4 great marvels.
Katuranga Sanipata means that 4 marvels occurred together on the same day. 1. On that day, 1,250 disciples of the Buddha came together without having made any prior arrangement. 2. Each of those disciples had been ordained by the Buddha himself. 3. Each of those disciples was attained to arahantship. 4. The meeting took place on the full moon of the 3rd lunar month, which is named Magha.
Today is the day of the Katuranga Sanipata. I'll deliver the Ovadapatimokkha to the bhikkhus. To refrain from all evil, to do good to one's utmost, and to purify one's mind. This practice is the fundamental principle of Buddhism.